The first time that I ever came to understand what discernment really meant was when I heard the calling to do full-time work. 2 years before that was Delaware conference back in 2013. And I remember that was when I was graduating college. So for the first time ever, I really thought, I could travel around the U.S. I could use my talents of music and of speaking, these talents that I learned in the ministry, to serve God, to travel. I loved road tripping. I loved serving music men. I loved just pastoring. And I felt like it was something that fulfilled me. It was something that I could do. But things didn't work out, or I ended up getting a job programming. A year later, and I continued to serve the ministry. A year later, at Portland conference, I felt that same stirring come back in my own heart. And again, my conversation was, I think I could do this. I think full-time work is something I would love, that would fulfill me more than programming. I still love serving the ministry. I love music. I love traveling. Why not use that for God? And so I really thought, maybe now is the time. Maybe it wasn't a year ago, but maybe now's the time that I could really do full-time work, that I could serve the ministry, give my all to God in that way. And things didn't line up. I ended up getting a new job, and in the next year between then, I came out of a long-term relationship, which really caused me to look at a lot of complacency in my life. So 2015 comes around, and I'm spending time going back to, I was asking, who's Patrick Coronel? And I was going back to the things I loved that I had put aside for a long time, music and making it for God. Just serving the ministry, finally transitioning to SFC at the age of 22. I'd put it off as long as I could. And just serving God in my workplace, in the small ways, going that extra mile. And so I went to that conference in 2015 in Canada. And for the first time in the last 3 years at that point, I came into that conference thinking, I don't need to do full-time work anymore. That's not something I want anymore. I think I'm really content, and not complacent, but content serving God where I am, with music, in the ministry, in my workplace. And what was wild was that it was that conference that I finally didn't desire it. I didn't have that want to do full-time work anymore, when God really gave me a very clear message that I couldn't deny, which was, this is what I want you to do. I want you to leave all those things, and those things that you're so passionate about, these things that you're even serving me by, I want you to leave those things and just trust in me. You don't know where I'm going to send you, but just trust in me and leave your family, leave your friends, and do my will. And praying about that, and that disturbed my heart so much that I ended up saying yes to God and doing full-time work. But that's when my eyes opened. It was that moment to what discernment really was. It wasn't anymore, this is what I want. This is what I think I'd be good at. I feel fulfilled. I'm serving God. Why shouldn't I do that? And for the first time ever, God really showed me what God's timing means. That it wasn't any longer something I wanted. But God said, this is what I want, and the message was so clear that I couldn't ignore that. Discernment wasn't asking how I could serve God best, looking at what I had to offer God, but to really realize that discernment was understanding and seeking what it is God wanted me to do, how I could best serve Him. So I challenge you guys all to do that as well. Next time you make a decision, dare to discern and ask what God wants. Take one.
Yeah, take one.
Let me get loose. Hi.
It's not that easy, huh?
Okay.